Alright, so we're just working on the how-to here of adding information to mapping on Rainbird Cirrus rather. So we're just going to jump into the map here with this icon. And we're just going to do a little bit of navigation how-to here so you guys know how to get around the map a little bit. So this taskbar up in the top left here kind of has most of the functions. So you just have a zoom in function here. So wherever you want to go on the map, you just essentially draw a box around it. It'll zoom you in on that. And there's a zoom out function. Click to zoom out. Zoom previous, it just takes you back into whatever you're zoomed in on. There's just a hand here, it just moves you around on the map. Just an information icon, tells you some things. Go to hole, essentially just takes you to the different holes on the course that you have pinpointed out. Delete, just to remove things that you put on. Move around, this is for moving around different icons, the G's for greens, and so on and so forth. The extent icon here just takes you back out to the most zoomed out view. There's just a print icon here. So when you're on our home page here, you click on this little icon on the top with the picture of the golf course and binoculars. So we're going to jump in here, this little compass icon at the top here, go down to this little piece here, and then we're going to get into the mapping. So the first part of this process is going to be defining your holes. So you're going to click on your hole marker here at the top, and then you'll be able to place that just off to the side. So this is our number one hole right here. This is our green. So we're going to place that off to the side. It's called hole number one here, so we're going to hit OK. Put that off to the side, and then essentially you just go around and do your course. So when you jump into another green and you click to do it, you'll just label it hole number 2 and so on and so forth until you go all the way through your course. So next. Alright, so I just wanted to jump in here and interject as to the why you have to assign all the area handles on your course with this. So essentially you have to go through and label all your greens, fairways, and tee complexes so that within your database, like it has, for instance, on the hole number 1 here, there's 4 sprinkler heads on the screen, and it knows that in the database. So when you assign that to hole 1, it kind of links it together. So essentially, basically you have to tell it what hole you're on so it knows what heads are there. So that when you're kind of building your map, it all makes sense. The process we're going to go through is labeling all the different complexes. So you're going to click up here on greens. You're going to click on the hole to put a 1G. And it's the same thing. You just go through all the different holes. Go to hole 2, 3, 4. Labeled. All be labeled. 1G, 2G, so on and so forth. And you have to go through and do all of that. And you have to do it with all the different complexes. So like F for fairways, you can stick that off to the side. R for rough, you can put it like that, and these will be important later when I explain a little bit how to put heads in. So I'll just show you guys how to add heads here a little bit. So on this top taskbar here, you can see there's a different sort of tabs here, and where it says existing up to the top right corner here, you click on existing. So for stations with one head, you just click add existing station, and then you click on the area you want the station. And then it adds it. Then if you want to add a second station, like say if you have 2 tied together, you have to click add rotor. So you might click add existing. You get this little menu here. You can, don't show me this. So for instance, you go into this green here, you can click, sorry, you got to assign an area handle. So you click on the letter. So you click on G here, then you click add existing. Click there, it'll put in a station. And then, so on our greens, we have single head control, but say on our fairway here, we wanted to put in 2 that were tied together, you can click on this station here where there's a little pin, and then you click add rotor, and you can click here to assign it to this one, and then click here. So now you have a station, it's tied in on your fairway here, and you have your 1 and 2 here, they're tied together, so as if like they're paired, they're a station. Then essentially you just have to go around and connect all your different heads, so all your fairway heads need to be paired to here. And what's challenging with this software is you can't connect stations over top of other lettering. So like for instance, if we want to put a perimeter head here, like so if we want to put a perimeter area here, sorry, like for instance, when you want to put something and you're trying to go over top of a letter, it won't let you. So sometimes you have to move things out of the way with this little move icon in the top here. So you can grab the the G or whatever's in your way, move it, put the station, and then move it back. Alright guys, so we've just got a little bit of an example here of some holes that we've already filled in with all the different information. So you can see the different complexes, fairways, rough, green, so on and so forth. They're all tied in with their different heads. I'll zoom in a little bit tighter here so you guys can see that. And just using our whole one as an example, you can see we have our heads paired here. And up on our green here, we have all our greens heads and our perimeter heads. They're all single control and they're all paired separately. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on. And this is all tied to our database. So everything here links back. If you go back to the home page here and jump into station detail, everything in the database is tied in here. So essentially, whatever amount of heads you have here is how many heads you can put out there. So if you have 5 greens heads in here, that's all it'll let you put them there. So if you want to add another head, you'll have to add an extra one in on the map, and it'll show up on the database.